AFC Championship rematch, biggest game of the day. We've got the Week 13 NFL Sunday preview keys to the game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go. Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Fun and Vote Like It's Scrub. Hope you guys enjoy. We've got the Week 13 NFL Sunday preview keys to the game. Obviously, we'll look at the pregame shows. Obviously, right now, it probably just started. It's on an NFL Countdown, ESPN, 10 a.m. Eastern, every single Sunday. Fox on Sunday starts at 2 hours, again on Fox at noon. NFL Prime Times at 7:30 tonight on ESPN+. So if you don't have that, well, I guess you can watch the highlights on YouTube or something. Fox NFL kickoffs at 11 a.m. on Fox, like an hour from now. NFL Today is 12 Eastern time. Top's pregame show on CBS Sports Network. That other pregame show started an hour ago. So yeah, that goes all the way up until the NFL Today. You gotta switch channels though. NFL Game Day morning started an hour ago as well. That's not always on NFL Network. From NFL Game Day Live, which is basically just Red Zone. Again on NFL Network from 1 to 8. Basically just NFL Red Zone. And yeah, and Football Night in America starts at 7 Eastern as usual. And yeah, that's all I got for this, guys. Obviously, we're going to look at the team's bye weeks. Panthers, second to last week with byes. Panthers at 4-8 are on a bye. Same thing with the Cardinals. Much needed for both those teams. So those are two teams on a bye. Let's get right to the first game. Browns and Texans. Here is the preview for that one. All right, in Houston today, it is a historic battle between the Browns and the Texans. Obviously, it's Deshaun Watson's first game in 700 days. Yes, exactly 700 days. Last time he actually played a game was ironically in Houston, which they blew it 41-38. Yeah. Obviously, he's gonna get booed a lot. Let's just be honest though, he will be. Fun fact, Jacoby Brissett, when he starts, is 5-0 against the Texans. So, yeah, but he's not gonna start this one because again, Deshaun Watson is back. Don't overreact if he sucks this game because I expect him to put up some pretty crappy numbers. I'd be shocked if he throws for over 300 yards and he doesn't throw at least one interception, probably fumbles once. He's not gonna play well because he's just really rusty. Who knows? Maybe he could just shock everyone. Probably not though. Texans, of course, the worst team in the NFL. Browns 4-7. They got a good one last week. And Jacoby Brissett's last start, at least from what we know this season. Games at 1 o'clock on CBS, though. Paramount Plus, NFL Plus are your streaming services for this one. We look at the announcers for this, though. Isn't it, what is it called? It is, where is it? If it shows up somewhere. Oh, yeah. You got Spiro Diaz, Jay Feely, and Aditi. I think, okay, so it is a C game. Of course, we're going to look at the coverage map, but Spiro Diaz, Jay Feely, yeah, whatever. They're pretty crappy group. Aditi Kinkabola, she's Indian, but she's a very good reporter, like a really good reporter. Then, of course, we look at the coverage map for this one. Obviously, CBS having a doubleheader. But we look at it, it's in yellow. It's actually it's really not going to much of the country, even though it's probably the most anticipated game, other than, of course, the big game this weekend. It's in basically Ohio, eastern part of Texas, and this part near, I don't even know where that is. Right on the coast, right on the border of New Mexico. So that's what I got there, guys. Let's get right to the Browns projected starting lineup. And for the Browns, Deshaun Watson, of course, starting now. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Dearness Johnson, backfield, Jerome Ford there as well. Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, receiver Anthony Schwartz getting snaps. Coach Jakeem Grant Sr., Isaiah Weston are both on IR. David Njoku's out those here, and Brian Farrah-Brown will probably split snaps tight end. J.C. James is on IR. Of offensive line, the only guys that are out are on IR: Ethan Pokick, Joe Haig, and Michael Dunn. Jennifer Willis Jr., Joe Batonio, Haley Frolot, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Wyatt Teller and Jack Conklin. Defensively, got Myles Garrett, Jay Clowney, Isaiah Thomas, and Alex right off the edge. Stephen Weatherly and Chris Odom are both on IR, though. Jordan Elliott and David Bryant are their interior defensive linemen. J.O.K., Deion Jones, and Sion Itaki are their linebackers. Denzel Ward, AJ Green, Martin Emerson Jr., Greg Newsom the second, John Johnson the third, and Grant Delpit are in the secondary. Cade York is their kicker. Their punter scores Borquez. Returners go as their punt returner being Donovan Peoples-Jones, their kick returner being Charlie Hewitt is the long snapper. Jakeem Grant Sr. is on IR. Let's get over to the Texans now. Texans time. Kyle Allen at quarterback. Damian Pierce is in the backfield. Rex Burkhead, if he can't play. Daryl Ogunbowale will replace him. Of course, Rex Burkhead can be a question. Brandon Cooks is out another week. Nico Collins, Chris Moore, Philip Dorsett, receiver, Amari Rodgers there as well. John Mechie, of course, is out. Tegan Quintariano and Jordan Akins and O.J. Howard and Brevin Jordan, the tight end. I think all these guys have actually gotten a start. Maybe not O.J. Howard, but I think all of them actually somehow got on the start. Troy Harrison is their fullback. Is your fullback. Laramie Tunsil, Kenyon Green. Scott Questenberry, AJ Khan, Titus Howard across the offensive line. Rasheem Green, Malik Collins, Michael Doomfor, and Jerry Hughes. So I know Kurt Hinish has sucked, like, after he got started, but Rui Lopez is still making good plays in the run game. Like, yeah, he only has 10 tackles, but he's actually penetrating. He might not have many TFLs either, but he is penetrating. I'll just say that. Wait, does it say? They don't have TFLs on here. That's great. Okay. We got Jonathan Grenard, Derek Rivers, both on IR. Christian Harris, of course, former guy from Alabama. What was he, a first-round pick or something? No, he was a third-round pick, right? Yeah, out of Alabama. So I'm getting off track. You got Christian Kirksey and Jalen Reeves in there as well. Kevin Pierre-Louis and Braylon Arnold, they're both on IR on defense. Steven Nelson, Tavir Thomas, Desmond King, Truman Smith probably will play because, again, Derek Stingley Jr. is out. Jonathan Owens, Jalen Petrie are the safeties. Kyrie Fairbairn is your kicker, your punter. Cameron Johnson, Desmond King is your punter returner. Truman Smith is your returner. John Weeks is your long snapper. Let's get right to the keys of the game for this one. And for this Browns offense, run the ball early. Yeah, I want to see them run the ball consistently, but it's got to be early because if they don't run it early, you kind of get out of it. But Deshaun Watson, they just need to set that running game up. Then play action spreads to get Deshaun Watson out of the pocket and make simple and quick reads / throws. Of course, him being rusty, he's not going to be up to the speed of the game because no one would be. Quick reads and quick throws would make him comfortable. He's not. You don't want him doing anything crazy. Browns defense pressure at Kyle Allen. If they can get pressure on Kyle Allen, he'll throw another turducken like he did last week. And, of course, the main focus should be to stop Dameon Pierce because he's their whole offense. Let's get to the Texans now. And for Houston, okay, for Houston, figure out a way to move the ball through the air because the lanes are getting clogged up for Dameon because, again, he's their whole offense. I don't know what to say. Kyle Allen has to make those throws to the outside numbers in the field. He's not making those throws. He needs to make them. I don't know what it is. I looked at his footwork. I really don't think his footwork's that bad. Maybe a crop stepper, crow hop. Maybe it's a little too deliberate. A couple of his throws were late, but he's just not putting enough on the ball either. If he puts more on it, and I don't know, he makes quicker reads, I think that would help a lot. But he's got to make those throws to the outside numbers because they're getting open. It's just he's not throwing the ball there. Texans defense under 15 points allowed. Again, they're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be a really low scoring game. And under 20 minutes on the field, and I do think they have a shot at maybe winning this one, getting an upset. But again, they've lost 6 in a row, and they're in a really rough spot right now. Hope they can get the win though, because I root for the teams that suck. Yeah. Okay, now let's get to the next one. Broncos Ravens. Here is the preview for this one. And today the Ravens will host the Broncos. Again, another bad game for the Ravens. This is a game they should absolutely just blow the doors off. And the Broncos are probably the worst. They're so bad. You could argue that they have the worst offense in the NFL. Biggest disappointment of the year for sure. Broncos at 3-8. Obviously, have lost. What is it now? 3 in a row. Yeah. They're really bad. They're not 3-8. Obviously, Ravens 7-4. Games at 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus, Irish Streaming Services. The Ravens they blew it last week. This is a game they need to win. For sure. Announcing this one will be, what is it? It's going to be Andrew Catalon. Oh, yeah. Wait, where is it? Yeah. Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, Melanie Collins. So it is a B game, which I guess so. Like, I guess it was supposed to be a good game, but it's not. I thought this game in the beginning of the season was going to be a national game, but it's not because, again, one of the teams is pretty good and another team sucks. So, yeah. Coverage map-wise, I mean, it's in blue, so it's going up basically most of the Mountain West, DC area, and Cincinnati. Yeah, that's basically what's getting this game. That's all I got for the game info for this one. Let's get right to the Broncos projected starting lineup. And for Denver, Russell Wilson, the quarterback. Latavius Murray, Mike Boone, Marlon McIntyre, Chase Edmonds is on IR. KJ Handler and Tim Patrick at wide receiver are both on IR. Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, both they're not number 1, number 2 receivers, both questionable. They were last week. Maybe one of them will play. I don't know for sure though. Kenneth Hinton, Montre Washington, Jalen Virgil, all receiver though behind them. Greg Dulcich and Eric Saubert are the tight ends with Andrew Beck, fullback, being out. Kelvin Anderson, Dolan Reisner, Graham Glasgow, Quinn Miners, and Tom Compton across that really banged up offensive line. They're actually still somewhat of a semblance of an offensive line because they're actually not playing super bad. They're not very good though. I'll be honest there. Because again, they literally lost like half their starters. Like Garrett Bowles, franchise left tackle. Like Questenberry, really good center. Casey Tucker, decent backup. Billy Turner, starting right tackle. Draymond Jones, TJ Jones, Deshaun Williams, again, same defensive line as always. Jonathan Harris is out though, Christian Allen, and Jonas Griffith, and Aaron Gregory, and Aaron Patrick, all the linebackers, all on IR. Dakota Allen's out as well, and Baron Browning and Jonathan Cooper off the edge. Baron Browning might have more sacks than he did. Yeah, he only has 2.5. He's kind of struggled the past couple weeks. Probably injuries, or he hasn't played as well. Alex Singleton, Josie Jewell, both the linebackers as well. Patrick Tan, who is needing a much better game than he did last week. Kareem Jackson, my bad. Justin Simmons, Darius Phillips, Demir Mathis, and Damari Mathis, and Asang Bassi are in the secondary with Caden Stearns and Ronald Darby being on IR. Brandon McManus is your kicker. Is their kicker, my bad. Cornelius Waitman is the punter. Montreal Washington is the returner, and Jacob Bobbin-Moyer is the long snapper, with Michael Furabani and KJ Hamler being on IR. Now for Lamar and the Ravens. Yeah, he's the quarterback. Gus Edwards, Kenyon Drake, Justin Hill in the backfield. Devin Duvernay, Demarcus Robinson, and James Prochet, receiver. Tylen Wallace is out. Rashad Bateman's on IR. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely at tight end. Patrick Ricard is their fullback. Is your fullback, my bad. Ronnie Stanley is questionable. Patrick McCarry behind him. Ben Powers, Tyler Linderbaum, Kevin Zeiler, and Morgan Moses across the rest of the offensive line. Juwan James is on IR. Justin Madubuike, Travis Jones, Calais Campbell across the defensive line. Michael Pierce on IR. JPP, Tyus Bowser off the edge with Vince Beagle, Stephen Means, and Dalen Hayes all being on IR. Rocco Smith and Patrick Kuhn are your middle linebackers. Delshon Phillips is questionable. John Ross is on IR. We got Marcus Peters, Darryl Worley, Brandon Stevens, and Demarion Williams all healthy in the secondary, but obviously with Marlon Humphrey being questionable. Kyle Hamilton also questionable. Strong safety Marcus Williams and Kyle Fuller both in the secondary, both on IR. Geno Stone and Chuck Clark are your starting safeties though. Justin Tucker is your kicker, your punter, obviously Jordan Stout, your returner, Devin Duvernay, Nick Moore is your long snapper. Okay, keys to the game time. Okay, for the Ravens, 80% plus red zone efficiency against these better teams. They're gonna get their butts slapped if they can't convert in the red zone. And Lamar has to have 300 plus passing yards because again, he's gotta have one of those games. He had 254 last week. He's gotta have more than that this week, especially against the Broncos team that has a really good defense. I want to see him have a really good game. It's not like he needs to, but it would be really cool. Ravens defense don't collapse in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's the reason you guys have lost, 4 games? You could be like 11-0, which probably not, but that's the reason you lost those games. Your defense collapsed. Obviously, offensively, they weren't great throughout any of those games, but yeah, the defense, you just can't collapse in the fourth quarter. Now let's get the Steelers and Falcons. And for the Broncos offense, run the ball 15 plus times in the first half. They're going to have a good running game in the first half just so they can actually move the football. Continue to hit receivers in the flat to make corners come up. You want them to come up so Russ can just let the ball go down the sideline. Because something's going to happen. I don't know. Russ has to be more decisive on third down as well. He's just holding on to the ball, hoping something will happen when it just isn't happening. He's got to make more plays than he has been able to. He hasn't been making as many plays. Broncos defense, hold the Ravens in the red zone. Like the Jags did last week. It really helped out. And Ben, but don't break. Yet you don't want to get your you do not want to put all your eggs in one basket saying, oh yeah, we're just going to shut him down. You're going to have to just like let Lamar take the check down, blah, blah, blah. It's okay to give him some yards. You just really don't want him breaking. When you break, which you probably won't be able to because you haven't the whole season, the Ravens will put up 40 on you and you get your butts kicked. Okay, let's go over the Ravens now. Okay, for the Steelers and Falcons, this one should be a pretty competitive game. Obviously, Steelers coming in at 4-7. They have won. Yeah, they won last week. They've actually won. What is it? 2 out of their last 3, I think. Yeah. Yeah. 3 out of their last 6. I don't even know. Yeah, they won 2 out of their last 3. The Falcons, of course, coming in at 5-7, a tough loss. They'll probably win this one again. They lose to a good team. They beat a bad team. They lose to a good team. They beat a bad team. That was their whole entire season last year. At least through the second half. Games at 1 o'clock on CBS. Animal Plus, Paramount Plus, or streaming service for this game. Obviously, Mariota going up against Kenny Pickett in Atlanta, where the Falcons have actually been pretty good offensively. Announcing this one will be up there. Yeah, Andrew Cattle and James Lofton. Okay. This is, so it is a C game. Obviously, now we're going over the coverage map. It's in green. Basically all down south except for, like, the red. And obviously right over around here. So, yeah. As a C game is actually getting a fair amount of the country, with the B game being the Broncos and Ravens, yeah, it's actually pretty good. So it's not. I think the Ravens are definitely Broncos and Ravens getting more of the country, but yeah, for a C game, it's getting some pretty good area. That's what I got there, guys. Let's go right to the key. Steelers projected starting lineup. For Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett, quarterback. Jalen Warren, the backup running back, is questionable. Of course, Najee is there. Jeremy Nichols, Anthony Miller, Calvin Austin, all on IR. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, and Steven Sims, and Gunnar Olszewski are all on the offense at receiver. Pat Freiermuth, Zach Gentry, Connor Hayward, all tight end. Derek Watt is their fullback. Dan Moore Jr., Kevin Dotson, Mason Cole, Daniel Sumo, Okafor are the offensive line. Logan Joby, Montravius Adams, and Cameron Hayward are the defensive line, with TJ Watt being questionable, same with Malik Reed. Alex Hassman, Jameer Jones healthy though off the edge. DeMarvin Leal is on IR though. Devin Bush, Miles Jack at middle linebacker. Of course, secondary-wise, we can talk about the corners. Caleb Witherspoon's out. William Jackson's the third is on IR. James Pierre, Cameron Side, Levi Loss, Josh Jackson will get some snaps. And maybe even Arthur Mallett. Safeties got Darrell Edmonds and Micah Fitzpatrick. Carl Joseph is on IR, sitting with Carlin Patel. Their kickers, Matthew Wright. Their punters, Presley Harvin III. Of course, Crystal Boswell is now on IR. Steven Sims is the returner, and Christian Kuntz is the long snapper. Okay. Falcons projected starting lineup time. For Atlanta, Marcus Mariota, quarterback, Cordell Patterson, Tyler Rozier, Cale Huntley, Avery Williams in the backfield, Drake London, Elements, he is Demir Burr, receiver, Jacob Benhard is on IR. Parker Hesse is a fullback, obviously with Kyle Pitts being out for the rest of the season. That's the last time I'll say it. Keith Smith is their fullback, Jake Matthews, Drew Dahlman, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry, Kobe Gossett, all at tight end. Chuma Doga is questionable. Jalen Mayfield and Matt Hennessy both on IR. Matt Dickerson, Abdul Anderson, Grady Jarrett are the defensive linemen. Take one from Graham and Vince Taylor both being on IR. Jalen Dolan is questionable. Same thing with Arnold Ibikiti off the edge. Anakunmo, Ogundenji, Lawrence Carter, and D'Angelo Malone are all healthy though. Michael Walker and Rashawn Evans are both healthy though. Secondary wise, H. Terrell, Jalen Hawkins, Richard Grant, Darren Hall, Rashad Fenton, and Isaiah Oliver. Casey Hayward's also on IR. Yonoku is your kicker. Your punter is Bradley Pinion. Your returner is David Bensley. McCullough, your long snapper. Reed Brinkley is on IR at long snapper. Okay, time for the keys to the game. For Pittsburgh, they won 15 plus points in the first half like last week. It really worked out for them. It got them a lead. They want to get that again. More big plays in the deep middle part of the field. I want to see Kenny King get launched, so I don't care if they're basically arm punts. As long as he takes a couple deep shots over the middle of the field, really spreading out the boundaries and giving Najee Harris room on the outside, that would be huge. And Kenny has to put more touch on his balls in between zones. He's really struggled with those balls that have to go over a linebacker but not thrown right at the safety. He's got to get better at those. I think he will be able to do that. But it's just really more touch. It's just he's throwing a lot of bullets. Steelers defense, under 125 total rushing yards. They cannot give up too many of those. That happens. Their secondary really breaks down. Their last 20 yards plays, I mean, if they give up 2 of them, I'm okay with it. They just don't want to get really burned over the top. And 3+ sacks as well. They want to get after Mariota. Mariota, of course, being mobile. 3+ sacks will, unless he has like a 400 rushing yards or something, that would be pretty good. Now let's get over to the Falcons. And for Atlanta, 25 plus points again, and no turnovers would equal a win because I don't think the Steelers offense by themselves could just drive down the field consistently because, again, they're young and they're just not very good. 25 plus points, though, that should be able to get them a win, and no turnovers would be huge as well. Falcons defense, now, don't get burned in the middle part of the field. They will if they just don't have their linebackers drop back far enough. And better gap control on the edge. I mean, that really comes down to the secondary, and really, I'll be honest with you, Michael Walker needs to watch what he's doing. Rashawn Evans isn't responsible for the middle because, again, he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing there, but he's got to get to the edge if you're Michael Walker. If you pick the wrong lane, he will get burned, and there'll be a big run. That's not what they want to happen. Now let's get to the next game, Jags and Lions. Here is the preview for this one. Man, it's the battle of the number 1 and number 2 pick. Yeah, the Jaguars with Trayvon Walker take on the Lions with Aiden Hutchinson. I'll be very intrigued to watch those two guys. Obviously, both these teams were the worst in the NFL, both with 3 wins, whereas Jaguars 3-14. Lions 2-13-1 last year. Yeah, but it's a battle in Detroit. Two teams that are really looking to win. They've been pretty okay this year. I mean, they've had their struggles for sure, but they've been playing well as of late. Of course, the Lions have won, 3 out of their last 4? Yeah. 3 out of their last 5. They won 3 in a row before losing in Detroit last Thursday on Thanksgiving. Jaguars got an upset win against the, who the heck was it? The Ravens. And then, what was it? They beat weren't they 1-2-6? Yeah. Then they won 2 games. So they won 2 out of their last 3, actually. Of course, lost to Kansas City in Week 10. But yeah, that's what I got there. Obviously, last time these two teams played, it was in Jacksonville with Matt Stafford and Gardner Minshew. Ironically, 34-16 win there. Yeah, but for this game, it's 1 o'clock on Fox. Fox Sports App, NFL Plus are your streaming services for this one. Announcing this game will be, wasn't it Chris Myers? Yeah, Chris Myers, Robert Smith, and Jen Hill. So it is a C game, as expected to be. Is it in, it's in light blue, so really none of the country's really getting this. It's literally just Michigan and Jacksonville area. So this is a true C game, to say the least. That's what I got there, guys. Let's get right to the Jaguars projected starting lineup. For Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback. Travis Etienne Jr. is questionable. Jermichael Hasty's there, though. Joe Henderson Jr., of course, picked off waivers, questionable. Snoop Connor, did he get a carry last week? Yeah, he did. He's there as well. Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones Jr., Jamal Agnew, and maybe even Tim Jones at receiver. Willie Johnson and Calvin Ridley are both inactive for this one. Of course, Willie Johnson on IR, and Calvin Ridley suspended for the whole season for betting. Oh yeah, that was pretty funny when I heard about that. Not the way he got punished, just like that. You just can't do that. Zay Jones is questionable though. Evan Ingram, Chris Manhart are both tight end. Cam Robinson, Tyler Shalley, Luke Warner, Brandon Scherf, Juwan James are the offense. Juwan Taylor are the offensive line. That's basically the offensive line. Ben Barch is on IR. Lorenzo Fatukasi, Devon Hamilton, Roy Robinson, Harris are the defensive linemen. Ross, Josh Allen, first number one over pick, Trayvon Walker, Deshaun Dixon, and Shaquille Quarterman are the edge rushers. Kayvon Chase on, Jordan Smith both on IR. Is he like 5 sacks? No, 2.5. Never mind. Devin Lloyd and Foyce Alukum are the middle linebackers. Tyson Campbell, Darius Williams, Chris Claybrooks, Monteric Brown are the cornerbacks. Honor Skipco is questionable at free safety. Daniel Thomas is there as well, and again Rashawn Jenkins is their strong safety. Shaquille Griffin is on IR. Riley Patterson is their kicker. Logan Cook is their punter. Jamal Agnew is their returner, and Ross Matishik is their long snapper. Okay, for the Lions, you're a golf quarterback, and obviously the Matt Stafford is on IR for the rest of the season. He probably won't play the rest of the season. Rams are officially thrown in the white towel. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, Justin Jackson in the backfield. Craig Reynolds is on IR. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, DJ Chark, all receiver. Jameson Williams, of course, is out another week. Quintez Cephas and Trenton Benson are on IR. Hadn't made a decision, so I don't even know. He's probably not playing, but maybe he will next week. I really don't know. Brock Wright, of course, for tight end. Jason Kaminis is their fullback. Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow. Kayla Osaka will start because, again, Evan Brown's out and Panay was there as well. Hobo Vite is on IR as well. Eventually, Josh Pascal, Liam McNeil, Isaiah Bugs, Aiden Hutchinson, Austin Bryant, John Kaminsky, Julian Okora, Romeo Okora, both out, and Charles David. Harris and Le'Veon Mizuki, both on IR. Linebacker-wise, your goes is this: Malcolm Rodriguez, Alex Anzalone, Chris Ford, Will Harris, Mike Hughes, Jerry Jacobs, and Jeff Okudah with Deshaun Elliott and Kirby Joseph in your safeties. Tracy Walker III, Bradley Price, both on IR. Amani Oriarway being benched again. Probably will get cut by the end of the season. Yeah, I don't even know. He's been horrible this year, even worse than Eddie Jackson. Michael Badgley, Jack Fox, kicker, punter. Khalif Raymond is your punter returner. Kicker returner is Justin Jackson. Scott Daly is your long snapper. Okay, let's get over to the keys of the game for this one. For Jacksonville, Trevor for over 300 yards, total yards, I don't care, and 40 touchdowns. I want to see Trevor take over this game. Of course, with his running backs being questionable, not 100%, he's gonna have to throw the ball a lot. He's gonna have to throw it for a lot of yards. I don't care if he throws. Maybe a couple turnovers would be good, but I want to see him a good day through the air. Jags defense under 20 points allowed. They do not want to let this Lions team just unload on them because we see what happens. Well, their defense sucks, but still. Under 15% conversion rate in the red zone as well. They do not want to let the Lions do that again because, again, that's really how they score a lot of their points. They score a lot of touchdowns because they got a guy named Jamal Williams. Don't let him score a lot of touchdowns today. Time for the Lions. For Detroit, combine DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams in the red zone to create even more opportunities. Yeah, if they have Jamal Williams at receiver and DeAndre Swift in the backfield, then they switch or something. That's something I'm talking about there. Lions even 3+ sacks and turnovers. They're gonna make some big plays in this one to get, not only rattle Trevor Lawrence, but also to put stress on the Jags defense. That's what they want to do. They get 30 points and they still win because they do this. I'll be beyond happy. Okay, now let's get to the next one. Commanders, Giants. Here's the preview for this huge NFC East tilt. At MLA Stadium today, the Giants at 7-4, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak in a game they have to win against the Commanders, who are 7-5, who have won 4 in a row. Yeah, the Commanders are red freaking hot. No, 3 in a row. Wait. 3 in a row. Yeah. Okay. 3 in a row. But they've won what is it? 5 out of their last 6, or 6 actually out of their last 7. They're red hot. Games at 1 o'clock on Fox Sports App, NFL Plus are your streaming services for this big game. Obviously, last year, the Commanders swept the Giants, won 22-7 in Week 18 in the meaningless ball game. They also won 30-29 in a game and Thursday Night Football as well. But previously, the Giants had won 6 in a row against them, something ridiculous like that. But yeah, 7 in a row actually. So the Giants have had dominance except for last year. It's been a lopsided matchup for it's either one team dominates. That's really what it's meant. Really not many close season series. But announcing this one will be, where is it? Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Speak. It is a B game. ESPN Radio, Steve Levy, Mike Tannenbaum. So yeah, it is a B game. So I would expect us to go to some part of the country. Red, basically New England and DC. Populated areas, even though the area isn't great, but it goes to populated areas, which is really what matters. So that's what I got there. Let's get right to the Commanders' projected starting lineup. Okay, for Washington, Taylor Heinicke, quarterback, Charles Wentz on IR, J.D. McKissick, Amari Rodgers, and Chase Ruler are all there with him. Ryan Robinson Jr. in the backfield. Jonathan Williams ran to back him up. Of course, he's really just a special teamer at this point. Like, he doesn't get many carries, but he's good when he gets them. Antonio Gibson's questionable. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, receiver Dax Milne is out. Logan Thomas and John Bates, tight end. Charles Leno Jr., Andrew Norwell, Tyler Larson, Shaq Charles, and Cornelius Lucas are the offensive linemen. Trey Turner's out. Defensively, Chase Young's questionable. James Smith-Williams behind him. Philadelphia Mathis is on IR. Jerron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, F.A. Abada, and James Smith-Williams there as well. David Mayo, John Bosley, Javen Davis are the linebackers. Cole Hogan and Drew White both being on IR. Tariq Castro Fields at cornerback is on IR, and Benjamin St. Just on for the second straight week. Christian Holmes, Richard Wildgoose, McCann, Kendall Fuller will all get a ton of playing time. Obviously, Kendall Fuller being their number one. Cameron Curl, Derek Forrest, there are their safeties. Their kicker is Joey Slye. Their punter is Tris White. Jahan Dotson will be their returner with Dax Milne. A punt returner with Dax Milne being out. Antonio Gibson, the questionable at kick returner. I don't know what the heck they'll do. Maybe Jahan Dotson, probably not though. And Dax Milne is the kick returner, and of course he's out. Cameron Cheeseman is their long snapper as well. But again, Jahan Dotson, watch out for him. He might muff a couple punts. I'm just saying, because new punt returners, that's kind of what they do. At least this year. Let's get right to the Giants. And for the Wayne Daniel Jones, quarterback, Saquon, Matt Brady from the backfield, Gary Breville is questionable, Kenny Golladay, Darius Slay, and Richie James, all questionable receiver, Isaiah Hodgkins, Marcus Johnson, and David Sills, the fifth, are all the only healthy receivers. Sterling Shepard, Wendell Robinson, Colin Johnson, all on IR. Two of them are for the season, being these two, both with torn ACLs. David Bellinger is questionable. Lawrence Cager has been pretty serviceable at tight end. First, Chris Mazjak. Myrick is the fullback. Andrew Thomas. Jack Anderson might start somehow. Nick Gates, who's been bad, and Tyree Phillips. Maybe even Matt Pert. This is a really banged up offensive line. Joshua Zudu being out. Same thing with Chandler Mute. Jack Anderson probably will start there. Gian Feliciano will play. Maybe not Mark Walensky, but he's there. He's probably the only guy who's actually played the whole season. Evan Neal's the right tackle as well. Ben Bredesen and Marcus Keithan are both on IR. Jahad Ward, Dexter Lawrence, and Leonard Williams are both are across the defensive line. Aziz Ojolari, DJ Davis, and Nick Williams all on IR. Kimo Thibodeau, Ocean Zimenez, Tom and Fox at the edge with Darren Beavers being on IR. Jalen Smith, Mike McFadden are there. Middle linebackers with Carter Coughlin being questionable. Cornerback wise, Dory Jackson is out. Nick McLeod and Cody Flat and Rodarius Robinson Williams are the only healthy guys. Aaron Robinson's also on IR. Darnay Holmes and Fabian Moreau are both questionable. I hope one of those guys plays. Dan Bellin is questionable. Xavier McKinney is out. I mean, I hope he's okay, but like, Jesus. Julian Love and Jason Pinnock are there as well. Okay, Graham Gano is your kicker. Your punter is Jamie Gillen. Both Gary Barlow and Adoree Jackson are probably not going to play. I don't even know. The returners are a mess right now. And Casey Kreider is your long snapper. Okay, let's get over the keys of the game for this one. Okay, time for the Commanders offense. 30-plus points and 35-plus minutes possession. I want them to have a dominating game, but they're going to have to score 30-plus points. I just have a feeling they're going to have to. I don't know why, but I just have that feeling. Commanders defense frustrates Saquon by not giving him holes in between the tackles and push Daniel Jones to step up. Yeah, what I mean by him is you want him to step up in the pocket because Daniel Jones, yeah, sometimes he makes those throws, but you can get a hand up, maybe tip it, maybe force a fumble, stuff like that could happen. Obviously, you want to frustrate Saquon. Okay, let's get over to the Giants now. And for NYG, gotta have an efficient run game. They don't have that, they're not going to win this one. Giants defense, no big mistakes. What I mean by that is, don't give up a wide open 45-yard bomb or something like that. And 2+ turnovers as well would be awesome. They got it. They got to force at least one, in my opinion. They forced 2. Got a much better shot at winning. Again, Taylor Heinicke isn't anything special, but he will win you games when you make mistakes. Giants don't make mistakes. Packers and Bears, here we go. And as Aaron Rodgers knows, he absolutely owns the Bears, and he'll play them again here today. Yeah, game's at 1 o'clock on Fox. Obviously, pretty bad matchup, though. Fox Sports app, NFL Plus. Our streaming service is for this one. Packers are 4-8. They're really bad. Like, they're god-awful. Bears are even worse, though, at 3-9. Justin Fields is expected to start, though. I'll tell you that right off the bat. I think it's Adam Mead, Mark Schlereth, and, what is it? Sarah Walsh calling this? Oh, no, Christina Fink calling this, I think so. If I'm right. Yeah. So it is a B game. It's going to, where is it? Green. Basically the northern Midwest, and yeah, that's really it. But yeah, it's going to a good part of the country. I think it's a decent game, obviously. Yeah, that's all I really got for this one, because again, it's a pretty bad matchup. Let's get to the Packers. For the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback. Jordan Love is his backup, but he might start soon. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Patrick Taylor all in the backfield. Christian Watson, Alan Lazard, and Randall Cobb, and Sammy Watkins and Sammy Torrey, receiver, with Romeo Dobbs being questionable. Robert Tynan is your tight end. Their tight end, my bad. David Bakhtiari's out. Elgin Jenkins, Zach Tom, maybe. Really don't know what that's going to happen there. Josh Myers, John Runyon, Yash Nijman are the offensive linemen. Sean Ryan is just suspended, and Jake Hansen is on IR. Dean Larry, Kenny Clark, John Reed are the LD defensive line. Preston Smith, Kingsley, Anagbar, yeah. Kingsley Anagbar, Justin Hollins, and Jonathan Garman off the edge. Typical Laley and Rashawn Gary off the edge are both on IR, with Devontae Campbell questionable at middle linebacker. Chris Barnes probably have to step with Quay Walker. Jerry Alexander, Sue Douglas, Shamir Jean Charles, and Keyshawn Nixon are your corners. With Eric Stokes being on IR. Strong safety got Adrian Amos, but Vernon Scott's on IR. Dan Savage is doubtful. Ruby Ford or Dan Leavitt. Probably Ruby Ford will start. Mason Crosby is their kicker. Pat O'Donnell is their punter. Keyshawn Nixon is the receiver. Jack Coco is their long snapper. Romeo Dobbs is questionable. Now we get over to the Bears. And after these Bears, Justin Fields, a quarterback. Trevor Siemian is out. David Montgomery, if that even matters. David Montgomery, Justin Ebner, Darrington Evans, all across the offensive line. Clearly Herbert is on IR. Darnell Mooney's on IR as well. Chase Claypool, Equinemius St. Brown, Dante Pettis, Cole, Komet is your tight end. Kyrie Boston is your fullback. Braxton Jones, Cody Ware, Sam Mustard, Kevin Jenkins, all healthy. Michael Schofield might start because Riley Reeve is questionable. Larry Bourne is out, and Lucas Patrick, Doug Kramer, and Dakota Dozier are all on IR. Alquan Mohammed, Dominique Robinson are up below off the edge with Travis Gibson and Taco Charlton backing it up. That's the crappiest pass rush I've seen ever. Like Alquan Mohammed is their best pass rusher, and he sucks. Like, he's bad. Like, Dominique Robertson, like, oh, this is awful. Andrew Blackson, Justin Jones, okay, they're pretty good penetrators. That's really it, though. Matthew Adams, Zach Sanborn, he's a straight-up football player. Nicholas Morel is there as well. Jamin White is on IR. Jalen Johnson, Jalen Jones, and Josh Blackwell and Justin Lane are the healthy corners, with Kyler Gordon being out, Kendall Vildor being questionable, Juwan Brisker being out at strong safety, Jane Crucian, of course, is on IR. A.J. Thomas probably will start. DeAndre Houston Carson is at the free safety, with Eddie Jackson being on IR. Think he's out for the rest of the season? Liz Frank, yeah, surgery, yeah, he's out. Oh, he was good, though, like Eddie Jackson was actually pretty good this year. I called him out, but like he was a good safety this year, like really good. So Eddie Jackson's season's over. He's probably a top 10, maybe not top 10 safety, but he had a much better year. Carlos Santos is your kicker. Your punter is Trenton Gill. Felix Jones Jr. is your returner. Please don't muff a punt. Patrick Skills is your long snapper, of course, with Khalil Herbert being on IR. Okay, my bad. Packers. Design more screens that have ladder movement so the first down can be more productive. I do think they're ladder movement plays. What I mean by that is like having a guy coming in motion, just having him catching the ball and getting upfield. What I mean, but not just like outside the numbers, like not the actual ball traveling. It's more the player is getting lateral movement up the field, because the first downs will be more productive because again they're more talented. Packers defense don't get beat to the edge like last year. They get beat to the edge like last year. That won't end well. Obviously, I think I meant to put last week, but yeah, last week. They got beat to the edge every single play last week, and that's the reason they gave up 40 points. Now let's get to the Bears. And for the Bears, yeah, run the ball more early to keep a deficit between one score. You do not keep the deficit, because they will be down in this game. Like unless they like shock beat, they will be down. But if it's one score, maybe they win. Play action 5 times on third down outside the pocket. That's where Justin Fields thrives. Maybe not want to take on big hits, but at least you give him an opportunity to make a play. Bears defense get penetration consistently from the interior of the defensive line. The edge rushers are going to do crap. Maybe they'll facilitate, but I mean they really need pressure from the inside. And so the run game, the Packers run game won't get started if they can penetrate. If they're able to do that, who knows? Maybe they have a good game defensively. Now let's get to the first national game. Here is the preview for that one. Okay, best NFL on Fox matchup in a while. It's the NFL on Fox in Week 13. Titans, Eagles. Here we go. And on the NFL on Fox in Week 13, we've got the Titans at 7-4, looking for a bounce back win against the best team in the NFL in terms of record. The Eagles, who are at 10-1, who won back-to-back games. Of course, they've recovered pretty nicely, and offensively, they've scored 40 points. Yeah, they scored 40 points last week. Absolutely dominated. I mean, dominated dominated the Packers. Of course, they got the Giants. This is their second of their 2-game homestand, so they're gonna want to win this. Of course, games at 1 o'clock on Fox Sports App, NFL Plus. Our streaming services, of course, it being the NFL on Fox and the national game. Fox's featured matchup. You got Kevin Burkhardt, Craig Olsen, Aaron Anderson, Tom Rinaldi on the call. Compass Media, Chris Cariano, and Brian Baldinger. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Baldinger? Yeah, Baldinger. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Now we go to the coverage map, dark blue. So it's going to a big part of the country, like a lot of the country. So yeah, that's cool. That's all I got there, though. Let's get right to the Titans projected starting lineup. For the Titans, not Mike White. That's the next one. Ryan Tannehill, quarterback. Derrick Henry, Dante Hilliard in the backfield. Hassan Haskins is out. Cody Hollister is out as well. Robert Woods, Jerome Burks, Nick Westbrook at receiver. Kyle Phillips and Racing McMath are both on IR. Austin Hooper, Chumo Okonkwo, of course, gotta say his name. N.G.L. Swim at tight end. Troy Carter is their fullback. Dennis Daly, Dylan Radens, Ben Jones, Nate Davis, and Nicholas Petit-Frere, if you want to be French. There's your offensive line. Jamarco Jones and Taylor Lewan are both on IR. Jeffrey Simmons is questionable, so Muriel Edwards Jr. probably will start if he can't play. Tier Tart and DeMarcus Walker are the rest of the defensive line. Of course, with Danico Autry being out and Harold Landry being on IR, Olay Adenhai, Rashad Weaver, Bud Dupree will be off the edge. Deshaun Hand, of course, is on IR as well. David Long Jr., Dylan Cole are the middle linebackers, with Zach Cunningham and Chance Campbell both being on IR. Then to go secondary-wise, Roger McCurry, Monty Hooker, Kevin Byard, Christian Fulton, Terrence Mitchell, and Trey Avery. Elijah Molden is out. Lonnie Johnson, Josh Thompson, Caleb Farley, A.J. Moore, and Chris Jackson, and the whole secondary, 5 guys on IR. Randy Bullock is their kicker. Ryan Stonehouse is their punter. Their punt returners, Robert Woods, their kick returners, Dante Hilliard, and Morgan Cox is their long snapper. Kyle Phillips is on IR. Hassan Haskins is out. Trenton Cannon is also on IR. After that lengthy report, let's get right to the Eagles projected starting lineup. For the Eagles, MVP candidate Justin Hurts, quarterback. Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, Trey Sermon in the backfield. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Quest Watkins at receiver. Jack Stoll is your tight end. Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey. As you saw, Molly Lane Johnson, Rusty Evans, Brett Toth is out, and Dallas Goedert's on IR. Any update on Brett Toth? What the heck? Oh, he's on the PUP list. That's been forever. Okay, defensively, Brandon Graham, Josh Flood off the edge, Robert Quinn's out, Derek Barnett, Jordan Davis, Marlon Tapulu, and Janarius Robinson all on IR. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Linval Joseph, and Dominican Sue. A lot of old guys, other than Javon Hargrave. He's the youngest guy, and he's like, 29? Bro, Fletcher Cox is like 31, which isn't that old, but he plays like he's old. Dominican Sue's 35, and how old is Linval Joseph? 33? 34. They've got a senior citizens out home in the middle of the interior defensive linemen, but they've all been very good at for their whole careers. Maybe not now, but still, Kaiser White, T.J. Edwards, Hassan Reddick are your linebackers, with James Bradbury, Darius Slade, Josiah Scott, and Zach McPherson at corner, with Marcus Epps and Reed Blankenship at safety, with C.J. Gardner-Johnson being out of the week. Of course, league leading 6 interceptions. And Devontae Maddox is on IR. Jake Elliott is your kicker. Aaron Simmons is your punter. Brent Colby is your long snapper. Not your long snapper, your returner. And Ricky Lovato is your long snapper. Brent Colby, of course, very, very good returner. Yeah, that's all I got there. Let's get right to the keys of the game. For Tennessee, okay, run the ball 25% times. Derrick Henry, give him the ball as much as you can. See what the Eagles do to try to stop it. And Ryan Tannehill's 3 second half touchdowns. He's gonna have a huge second half. He's gonna be very clutch. He's gonna have to answer every single Eagles score to win this one. Titans defense, limit the amount of yards and 20+ yard plays in the first half. That happens, the Eagles are going to have to go to different type of stuff, which they don't want to. And under 18 minutes of possession as well, they want to have the ball a lot of the game. Follow that commander script. That's how you knock off the Eagles, especially on the road. Let's get to the Eagles now. And for Jalen Hurts in this Eagles offense, Jalen Hurts has to rush for over 80 yards through 3 quarters. Sorry, I'll undo that. And yeah, that's the only way you'll be able to move the football in the run game. I would be shocked if they're actually able to run the football. This is going to be a tough game for Miles Sanders. I think he can get some yardage, but Jalen Hurts has to have a really good game running the football if they want to win. Eagles defense now take Derrick Henry to the boundary so that the linebackers can clean up and get him down before he gets going. If you didn't know, Yeah, that might seem crazy, but yeah, the Eagles linebackers are actually good at tackling, and they got a guy like Hassan Reddick off the edge, who's actually become so much better with his on run defense. Obviously, he's a much better passer, so he always will be. Like yeah, you could say his run defense is still pure crap, but it's better than it used to be, so that's really good. And of course, with who the heck is it, a middle linebacker? Why am I just blanking on this? Okay, who is it? Let me just think. Jog my memory. Oh, Kaiser White and T.J. Edwards. Those two guys are very good tacklers. I was shocked to say that, but they are. They really are. Okay, now let's get right to the next game. All right. Week 13 NFL and CBS doubleheader is back for another year in Week 13. And, yeah, we got a really good one to kick it off. Mike White in the bank for the NFL on CBS in Week 13, first game of that doubleheader. Yep, it's the NFL on CBS Week 13 doubleheader game 1. The Jets at 7-4 are looking for another win. Big win. This would definitely be an upset with Mike White seeing if his legend can continue against the Vikings, who were 9-2. Who they had a big bounce back win last Thursday night on the Thanksgiving night special. But they're gonna play a different brand of football, a more physical brand of football to say the least. Games at 1 o'clock on CBS, Paramount Plus, NFL Plus, our streaming service. Of course, it being the NFL on CBS Week 13 doubleheader game 1. You got Ian Eagles, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn on the call for this one. Coverage map, I mean, it shows you it's a national game. It takes up a large freaking part of the country, like a large part. That's why it's an 8 game, because it's a lot of the country. That's all I got there, guys. Let's get right to the Jets projected starting lineup. And for NYJ, Mike White, quarterback, Michael Carter's downfield, Ty Johnson, Zonovan Knight, and James Robinson in the backfield. Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, a receiver. Randy Adams is out. Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah, tight end. Nick Bowden's on IR. Wayne Brown is questionable. Cedric Ogunbowale is doubtful. Max Mitchell, though, starting at right tackle. Mike Remmers might have to start at left tackle. Probably not, though. Maybe they'll switch. Really don't know. Logan Thomas and Connor McGovern right here. We guard the interior, though. On the interior, my bad. Elijah Bird Tucker, George Fant, both on IR. Of course, McCall back. No, like, he's not here because he's getting on IR out for the season. Brett Sanders is out as well, though. Defensively, Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers, Michael Clemens, Jermaine Johnson off the edge, Solomon Thomas, Quinn Williams, and Nathan Shepard, and Sheldon Rankins round out that defensive line. Quan Alexander, C.J. Mosley, and Quincy Williams are their linebackers. Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter the second. Of course, Sauce, matchup to watch. We'll get to that in the heat of the game. But Sauce versus Justin Jefferson. Michael Carter, Burton Eccles, DJ Reed, Jordan Whitehead, and LaMarcus Joyner, safety with Ashton Davis out. Briggs Lerland is their kicker. Their punters, Braden Mann. Baxter Rios is the returner. Watch out for him. He doesn't really muff many punts either. Thomas Hennessy is their long snapper. Let's get over to the Vikings. And for Minnesota, quarterback, Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, Keenan Walker at running back, Tyler Chandler, Thomas Hannigan, and B.C. Johnson all on IR. Ben Elfson out as well. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne all receiver. T.J. Hawkins is your tight end. TJ Ham is out. Christian Harris is out another week. Blake Brendel is probably going to start. Here's Cleveland. Garrett Bradbury, Ed Ingram, and Brian O'Neill there as well. Defensively, Dalvin Tomlinson, Harrison Phillips, Jonathan Ballard, Ross Blackhawk is questionable. Kenny Wilkes is out. Dino Hunter, D. Juan, Patrick Jones, and of course, Darius Smith off the edge. Eric Kendrick, Jordan Hicks are both the middle linebacker. Secondary-wise, at corner, you've got Patrick Peterson, Duke Shelley, Caleb Evans, and Shannon Sullivan. Of course, with Lewis Seen, Cameron Danso Sr., and Andrew Booth Jr. all being on IR. Harrison Smith and Cameron Bynum are your safeties. Greg Joseph is your kicker. Ryan Wright is your punter. Jalen Rager is your punter returner. Kicker returner is Keenan Walker. Andrew DePaula is your long snapper. Tyler Chandler is on IR. Okay, time for the keys of the game for this Week 13 collision. Okay, for this Jets offense, they will, and I mean they will have to run the ball 40-plus times to win this football game. It's got to be a grind. Mike White has to have short completions as well, though. Like, let's be honest, he's not going to try to throw the ball, force anything. Short completions would be really good for him. Jets defense, now get after Kirk. That's number one. If it's just pressure, it's just pressure, but want to probably put him on his butt. That's how the Cowboys literally held him 3 points. And have Sauce on Justin Jefferson. Impact players. This is I might not start doing this, but this is the best matchup of the year by far so far. Sauce Gardner, probably, at least he plays like he's cocky, because he is. But let's be honest, the way he plays is cocky. He gets bored out there, which kind of makes sense. He's that good. But Justin Jefferson, arguable best receiver in the NFL. He struggled against the best guys in the league so far, or against the best guys he's played. See if he can dominate, and we'll see, because he gets his rookie against one of the best in the league. We'll see what happens there. My money's on Sauce, like, absolutely clamping him. Like, Justin Jefferson has, like, 1 catch for, like, 3 yards. Maybe not that, but still. Time for the Vikings. Now for Mini. Okay, yeah. Get Dalvin Cook touches in rhythm. I don't even know. If he doesn't get the ball in rhythm, what I mean by this is if they're having a good drive, get him the ball in those drives. So when it comes to the end of the game, he's going and he's ready to go. It's not like he's off rhythm, like having to like make cuts where he doesn't really feel good. Just get him in sort of a roll. When that happens, they should start being able to move the ball. It makes Sauce the focus on Justin Jefferson, opening up back shoulder throws. Yeah, when he's on him, he's not going to give him anything inside because, again, Sauce Gardner is so good at guarding the middle of the field. But those outside the shoulder throws will be available if Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins are on the same page. This Vikings defense now pressure Mike White. They need to and punish the running backs on B gap runs. If the running backs are I know this is kind of crazy how at the end of games the linebackers don't want to tackle. It's kind of the opposite there. I don't want to hit the B gap because I know I'm gonna get punished. That is what the Vikings defense wants to put in the minds of those Jets running backs. Now let's get to the next game. It's a really freaking good game. You could argue it's the best game of the week. Dolphins 49ers. Here is the preview for this one. And now getting into the late the week 13 late NFL late regional window. Yup, 2 games at this time. We've got the first one at 4:05 on Fox Sports App. NFL Plus are streaming for this one. It's a big game. Dolphins at 8-3, looking to make it 6 in a row. Looking to get their biggest win of the season for sure. Going to San Francisco, going against 49ers who are at 7-4. Of course, the last time the 49ers played a really freaking good team at home, they got their butts handed to them. 44-23 blowout loss against the Chiefs. This game maybe not as high stakes in terms of national exposure, but it's still on Fox's B team. Joe Davis, Daryl Johnson, Pam Oliver on the call for this one. I know it's not it's obviously their second crew, so it's not it's a B game, but it's not really a B game. Whatever. Compass Media, Bill Roski and Chad Brown. I don't know who's Chad Brown. Why do I think I know who this guy is? I've heard his name. That's not. Oh wait. Oh yeah, he played for the Steelers. Now I remember who Chad Brown is. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool there. But yeah, either way, we look at the coverage map for this one. It's in, what is it, orange? Actually, a fair amount of the country is getting this, so that's pretty cool for the late window. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. Let's get right to the keys to the game for, number map. Dolphins projected starting lineup. Okay, for the Dolphins, 2 at quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater is questionable. Same thing with Myles Gaskin. Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert in the backfield as well. Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle, Trent Sherfield are receivers. Cedric Wilson Jr. is there as well. Mike Gesicki and Jerome Smith, the tight end. Al Gingle is their fullback. Turner Armstead is doubtful. That's huge for them. Brandon Shell will probably start. Or Greg Little, who knows. Austin Jackson's out, though, so yeah, Greg Little will probably start. Robert Hunt, Connor Williams, and Robert Jones there. I don't even know why. Robert Jones, and I'll tell you this. Robert Jones and Robert Hunt look completely different. That's the good news about those 2 guys. Leo Eichenberg and John Levitt are both on IR, though. Defensively, Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, Zach Sealer are the defensive linemen. Amanda Ogbah's on IR, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Andrew Van Ginkel, Melvin Ingram off the edge, Landon Roberts, and Jerome Baker are the middle linebackers. Trey Flowers, of course, also on IR. Cornerback-wise, of course, you got Terrell Williams and Nick Needham both on IR, with Brian Jones being out another week. Anything else on Achilles? Okay, that's not good. Xavier Howard, Noah Igbinoghene, Kader Kale, and Justin Bethel at corner, with Eric Rowe and Javon Holland at safety, with Brandon Jones on IR. Your kicker, their kicker, my bad, is Jason Sanders. Thomas Morstead is their punter. Tyreek Hill is their punter. Kicker returner is Raheem Mostert. Blake Ferguson is their long snapper. Let's get over to the 49ers now. And for San Fran, Jimmy G at quarterback. Trey Lance is on IR. Elijah Mitchell is out. Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason there. Deebo Samuel is questionable. Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, and Ray McLeod III at receiver. George Kittle, Charlie Warner, tight end. Kyle Juszczyk is your fullback. Trent Williams and Spencer Burford are both questionable. Jalen Moore and Nick Zakiel, I don't know how to pronounce that, are their backups. Aaron Banks and Jake Brendel and Mike McClinchy are all healthy, though. Samson Ebukam, Kevin Givens, Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, Kerry Harder Jr., Drake Jackson, Charles Omenihu is questionable. Kaylee Davis is out. Javon Kinlan and Murray Surge both on IR. Drake Greenlaw. For Warner, Aziz Shire are your linebackers. Travarius Schwartz, Samuel Womack III, Avery Thomas, Nermeen Drew, Ali Noor, Amanda Mosley, and of course Jason Verrett are both on IR. Talunu Funga and Jimmy Ward are both the safeties. Robbie Gould is your kicker. Your punters, which is now your returner, is Ray McCott III. Tabor Pepper is your long snapper. Okay, yeah, time for the keys of the game. For the Dolphins, Tua has to be able to throw passes off balance and continue to make throws over the deep middle of the field. That's a big part of his game, obviously, and how they've been successful. But I really do think those off balance throws need to come through. He can't make those throws. They're going to be incompletions. They're going to stall out drives. Dolphins teams under 20 points allowed. They do not want to give 20 points. Frustrate Christian McCaffrey by limiting creases. If Christian McCaffrey sees a crease, he lights up and he balls. If he doesn't see one, he gets mad. And make Jimmy G throw the ball somewhere else in those hash marks at the 10-yard depth. That's literally the only, he's like the best quarterback ever at throwing that pass. That's really all he can do. Well, at least not film. That's like I don't know, it's kind of like a nerdy football film meme, because that's like his only place he likes to throw the football. Now let's get to the 49ers. And for San Fran, Elijah Mitchell, 15+ touches. Get on the ball when you can. And obviously the big one, Deebo Samuel needs 5+ carries. He needs to get the ball on the ground because, again, Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, yeah. The only way you're going to go all the way is if that guy is doing what he can. And he isn't right now because you're just not giving him the right touches. 3 was 40-yard fast plays as well. I want to see Jimmy G air it out. I don't care if it's a couple pick sixes. Just do it. 49ers even fit the run to limit big runs. It's okay if they get 5-6-yard runs, but if they're big runs, you're going to kind of get screwed. And make Tua scramble to find Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. He has not had to do that a lot this year. That's one of the reasons they're winning games. You start making him work really hard for it, then you're talking. Now let's get to the Seahawks and Rams. Probably the worst game of the week, to be honest. All right, we've got an NFC West showdown. Seahawks at 6-5. They lose this. I'll say they're done. Yeah, I will literally say they're done. Rams 3-8. The Rams suck. Like, they're god awful. They're literally in shambles. Yeah, let's put it this way. Yeah, Matt Stafford's probably out for the rest of the season. Yeah, they've lost 5 in a row, 7 out of the last 8, or 6 out. Yeah, 7 out of the last 8. The Rams are in absolute shambles. Games of 4 on Fox Sports app, NFL Plus. Announcing this one will be Kevin Kugler, Mark Sanchez, and Laura Oakland. Fun fact, actually, the Rams, when Kevin Kugler and Mark Sanchez announced, they're actually 3-0. Those are the only 3 wins. So who knows? Maybe that has something to do with it. ESPN Radio, Mark Kessier, Kelly Stouffer, and Ian Fitzsimmons are on the call for that one. And we look at the coverage map for this one. Obviously, it's in yellow, Midwest, and again, SoCal. That's literally, Northwest and SoCal. That's literally all that's getting this game. That's all we have for the game info. Let's get right to the Seahawks projected starting lineup. For the Seahawks, Geno Smith, the quarterback, Kenneth Walker's healthy, but Travis Homer's questionable. DJ Dallas, Tony Jones Jr. there as well. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Marquise Goodwin, receiver. Diaz, Cruz, Cody Thompson, both on IR. Will Disley and Noah Fant and Kobe Parkinson all tight end. Nick Ballore is their fullback. Charles Cross, Damian Lewis, Austin Blythe, Gabe Jackson, Abraham Lucas across the very healthy and very surprisingly good offensive line. Shelby Harris, Al Woods, and Twin Form are the defensive line. Of course, Darrell Taylor, Uchenna Wilson, Boya Mafe, Bruce Irvin, all looking to bounce back. But they still got Allen Robinson, Daryl Johnson, and Tariq Smith, all on IR. But George Brooks, Cody Barner, both healthy. Colin Gillespie is on IR with Ben Burkervin and John Rodigan both being out. I haven't seen John Rodigan play a snap this year. I'm not even kidding. Maybe played one early in the season. I really don't remember though. Mike Jackson, Justin Coleman, Kobe Bryant, and Tariq Woolen are all at corner with Ryan Neal and Josh Jones being questionable. Joey Blunt and Quandre Diggs and Jonathan Abram all in secondary with Jamal Adams and Isaac Dunn being on IR. I didn't know Jonathan Abram was on this team. Yeah, I guess he got cut by this. He got cut by the Packers and now he's over here. But obviously Jonathan Abram will be helpful in the box. But he sucked this year. Jonathan Myers is their kicker. Michael Dixon is the punter. Their returner is DJ Dallas and Carson Tinker's their long snapper. Tyler and Diaz both being on IR. Let's get to the Rams now. Now for the Rams, John Wolford and quarterback Bryce Perkins will back him up in this. Oh, and of course, Matt Stafford probably out for the rest of the season. Like, he's not going to play, guaranteed at this point. Kyron Williams, Kimber, Akers both in the backfield. Van Jefferson, Ben Skowronek. Tutu Howard, receiver with Brandon Powell, Jacob Harris, and Austin Trammell all there as well. With Lance McCutcheon being out, Cooper Kupp out, Allen Robinson, the 2 best receivers, ironically, both being on IR, and J.J. Koski both being on IR as well. Tyler Higbee is your tight end. Tanaseki will start at left tackle. Rob Hainstein, Odia Abushi, Coleman Sheldon, and Matt Skura there as well, with Brian Allen being questionable. Taylor Brewer, Tremaine Ingram Jr., David Edwards, and Logan Bruss being on IR. Marquise Copeland's healthy. Of course, Aaron Donald's out. He's not on IR for sure yet, but he does have a high ankle sprain. Asian Robinson's, of course, on IR. Craig Gaines, Michael Hoyt will probably start there. The Rams are kind of screwed here. Leonard Floyd and Daniel Hardy off the edge with Terrell Lewis being out. Ernest Jones is questionable. Bobby Wagner, Keir Thomas, or Christian Roseboom will start if Ernest Jones can't play. Of course, Trayvon Howard is out and Jake Hummel is on IR. Troy Hill's questionable. Jalen Ramsey's healthy though. David Long Jr., Darian Kendrick, and Robert Rochelle there. Grant Haley and Jordan Fuller are both on IR. Taylor Rapp, Nick Scott, both at safety. Matt Gay is your kicker. Your punter is Riley Dixon. Brandon Tyler's your returner. Matthew Orsick is your long snapper. Cooper Kupp is on IR. Okay, that's really all I got for this one. Time for the keys of the game. And for Seattle's offense, give the ball to Kenneth Walker on every play. I swear, if they do that, they will run the ball for over 550 yards. I guarantee. I literally guarantee it. Seahawks defense pressure Bryce Perkins. Well, that's actually John Wolford. Just pressure on John Wolford. Like, that's number one. They get pressure on him. He can't do a lot. And yeah, that's just where it starts off with. And after that, obviously, make the Rams throw the ball against after dominating first down. After dominating, my bad. You dominate first downs and or first down. You dominate first down and you make the Rams throw the football. Because of that, they will win this game by at least 3 scores. I swear. Time for the Rams. Okay, for LA, I mean, they kind of suck, but run the ball or throw screens to the running backs every play. Get on the ball. They're like literally the only healthy guys on this team. Just please. Rams defense, you're gonna have to stack the box if you to fit this B and C gaps against Kenneth Walker. That's where he's really excels. I mean, A gap he's really good too, but I'm actually not concerned about the A gap. It's really the B and C gap. They stack the box and they fit that type of run scheme. I do think that Seahawks will have to start throwing the ball. I think they'll be able to win this pretty easily, but you never know. Okay, that's all I got for this one. Let's get right to the actual should be pretty entertaining Chargers Raiders NFC AFC West. Pretty crucial showdown for both teams. Here's the preview for this one. And in Vegas, the Chargers are going up against the Raiders. Of course, a rematch of probably the best game of the year, the weirdest and craziest game. Of course, Week 18 Saturday Night Football, in which the Chargers called a timeout, and then Daniel Carlson sent the Raiders to the playoffs, 35-32 in there. Oh, but yeah, it's still high stakes for those teams. Raiders are probably eliminated if they lose this. They're gonna have to win out to make the playoffs anyway. But they have won back-to-back games. They've been really good offensively the past 2 games. Yeah, they're getting their footing. Of course, Josh Jacobs, phenomenal game last week. You're looking at a repeat game of that. Chargers have not been able to run the ball, have not been able to stop the run. They won a very close game. They're very on the fringe at 6-5. It's really close there. 4:25 on CBS, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus, other streaming services. Of course, getting in this Week 13 NFL late national window. Of course, it's not the national game. It's kind of like a compliment to it, but yeah. Greg Ablada, Archuleta, AJ Ross are on the call for this one, so it is a B game. It's basically just the West, literally the West Coast getting this. None of the Northwest or anything like that. But that's all I got there, guys. That's all the game info. Let's get right to the Chargers projected starting lineup. Okay, Justin Herbert, quarterback for the Chargers. Austin Eckler, Joshua Kelly, both in the backfield. Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, DeAndre Carter, all receiver. Mike Williams is out for this one. Jalen Guy, and of course on IR. Trevor Katie, both at tight end. Xander Horvath is their fullback. Jameer Saylor, Matt Filer, Zion Johnson, Will Clapp, Storm Norton will both start. Isaac Weaver and Rashawn Slater both on IR, with Corey Lindsey and Trey Higgins the third both being out. Morgan Fox, Sebastian Joseph, Tyler Davison with Braden Foco being questionable. Austin Johnson, Forrest Murrell, Odi Ogabiana, I can't even pronounce that. Christian and Covington all being on IR. Khalil Mack, Derek Juzak off the edge. Joey Bosa being on IR. Drew Tranquil is questionable. Kyle Van Noy, Kendall Murray Jr. there as well. Damon Lloyd is on IR. J.C. Jackson out for the season and is on IR corner with Michael Davis, Sunday Simon Jr. Bryce Callahan, Justice Taylor, Nasir Adderley is questionable. Oli Gilman is behind him. Or Ohio Gilman is there at safety, with strong safety being forced to throw in James Jr. Cameron Dicker is their kicker. Dustin Hopkins is on IR. Jake Scott is the punter. DeAndre Carter is the returner. And Josh Harris is the long snapper. Okay, for the Raiders, Derek Carr, quarterback. Josh Jacobs and Brandon Bolden are both questionable. Amir Abdullah is their tight end. Matt Collins, Devontae Adams, and Keelan Cole are receiver. Hunter Renfrow is on IR. Foster Morrell is their tight end, with Jasper Horsted being out. Darren Waller is also there, but he's on IR. Jacob Johnson at fullback. Colin Miller, Dylan Parham. Andre James, Alex Barnes, Jermaine Lumor at tight end. Across the offensive line. Lester Kahn Sr. is questionable, and Brandon Parker and Justin Huron are both on IR. Max Crosby, Bill Nichols, of course, Andrew Billings being questionable. Darryl Farrell Jr. behind him. Chandler Jones is Cleveland Farrell and Tayshaun Ballard are the backups. Are the backup edge rushers, with Jordan Jenkins being on IR, and Kendall Vickers being out. Luke Masterson, Curtis Burton, and Gian Brown, of course, with Dennis Perryman being questionable. Divine Diablo and Michael Kaiser both being on IR. Rock Yassin, Roderick Teamer, Trayvon Mulrick, and Tyler Hall, Sam Webb, Amik Robertson, and of course Anthony Abbott and the House both being on IR. Daniel Carson is your kicker. Your punter is A.G. Cole. Your punter returner, of course, your returner, your kicker returner is Amir Abdullah, trying to use your long snapper, Hunter Renfro's on IR. Let's get to the keys of the game for this one. And for this Chargers offense, run the ball more than 15 times. I mean, they're going to have to because the Raiders are just going to score a lot of points. And the way to slow that down is literally just by running the ball 15 plus times. They're going to have to run the ball a lot in this one. I really do think Austin Eckler needs to have a big role in this game, not just in the receiving part of it. And 5 plus targets for Keenan Allen, including the red zone. Keenan Allen should not be getting 40 targets because, again, he's still coming back from that injury and he's not the same for sure. But you still want to give him the ball because, again, he's your best receiver. Chargers defense, under 20 points of and possession. If they keep him under 20 points and they keep him under 20 minutes of possession, Josh Jacobs won't get as many touches as he would otherwise. But even more important, under 5 yards per carry per touch against Josh Jacobs. Limit what he can do. You do that, have a good shot at winning. Now talking about the Raiders, get the ball to Matt Collins, Keelan Cole Sr. So that would relieve the workload of Josh Jacobs. He won't be getting 40 touches every single game. If he did, he'd get hurt. But yeah, Matt Collins, Keelan Cole Sr. need to be better parts of this one. Raiders defense blow up the run early. They gotta show we're not letting you guys run the football. And blitz Herbert on third down because Justin Herbert, ironically, has not been good against. Well, yeah, he has not been great against blitz this year because again they haven't been able to run the ball well and they haven't done it enough either. So yeah, you blitz him and you blow up the run, you should be able to keep the Chargers score pretty low. Now let's get to the game of the week, maybe even the game of the year so far. The only thing I gotta say about this one is, can Patrick Mahomes prove that the Bengals definitely don't own him? Well, we'll find out as he looks for revenge from the AFC Championship. Yep, it's the NFL on CBS Week 13 doubleheader Game 2 rematch of not only that Week 17, obviously the AFC Championship, everyone remembers 2022 AFC Championship, but also that Week 17 game in which the Chiefs were up by 21-7, 28-14 points in the game, in which Jamar Chase went up for 266 and 3 touchdowns against him, like something crazy like that. But yeah, I think he'll play. We don't know for sure though. Again, the Chiefs at 9-2 going into Cincinnati to take in the jungle, take on the 7-4 Bengals, who have been really good over the past couple of weeks. They've won, what is it, back-to-back, I think? Yeah. Okay, 425 on, no, 3 in a row, actually. CBS, obviously, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus, our streaming services, of course, being it. The national game of the week on CBS, you got Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. On Sports USA, you got Larry Kahn and Steven Gostkowski. Also, on the coverage map, it's literally the whole country. Like, literally, almost the whole country. It's obviously not a single, just that. So that's why it isn't that. But that's all I got for this one, guys. That's game info. Let's get right to the Chiefs' projected starting lineup for this huge game. For the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback. Isaac Pacheco, Jerry McKinnon, both backfield. Ronald Jones is there as well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire on IR. Juju, MVS, and Justin Watson are all receiver. McCole Hardman and Justin Ross are both on IR. Kadarius Toney's out. Travis Kelce and Noah Gray are both at tight end with Blake Bell on IR. Michael Byrne is their fullback. Orlando Brown Jr. Nick Allegretti might start because Joe Toney is questionable. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith and Andrew Wiley across the offensive line. Defensively, you got George Karlaftis, Frank Clark, Carlos Dunlap, and Mike Danner deal with all the edge with Kalen Saunders and Chris Jones at defensive tackle. Jason Warren is on IR. Willie Gay, Nick Bolin, Carlos Dunlap are the linebackers. Sean McDuffie, Justin Reed, Juan Thornhill, L'Jarius Sneed, Joshua Williams, and Jalen Watson are that's the secondary. Deion Bush is on it. Is questionable. Harrison Butker is their kicker. Their punters, Tommy Townsend, Kadarius Toney is out at punt returner, so Justin Watson might start. Isaac Pacheco is their kick returner. James Winchester is the long snapper. McCole Hardman is on IR. Okay, time for the Bengals projected starting lineup. And for the Bengals, Joe Burrow, quarterback, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase are both questionable. Samaje Perine and Trent Irwin will get snaps if they can't play. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are both their receiver. Any news on him? Yeah, he's just questionable. He practiced fully Friday, so that might be good there. Obviously, you got Hayden Hurst at tight end, though. John Williams, Cordell Volson, Ted Karras, Alex Cappa, Leo Collins, across the offensive line. Ben Brown and Drew Sample are both on IR. Sam Hubbard, DJ Reader, BJ Hill, Trey Anderson, Cam Sample, Joseph Tsai across the defensive line. Logan Wilson's questionable. Joe Beachy behind him. Jermaine Pratt and Akeem Davis-Gaither are there as well. Eli Apple, Von Bell, Justin Bates, the third, Cam Taylor, Britt, Mike Hill, and Trey Flowers are in the secondary with Tyson Anderson and Chidobe Awuzie both on IR. Brandon Wilson is out as well. Okay. Evan McPherson is your kicker. Your punter is Drew Chrisman. Why is Kevin Hoover not the long punter? I really don't know. That is like, okay, that's all I got there. I don't know why he isn't, but he isn't. But he's the holder. That's really weird. Trent Taylor is the punt returner. Chris Evans is the kick returner. Kyle Dominus is the long snapper. And Clark Harris is the on IR. Let's get to the keys of the game for this huge matchup. Okay, for Kansas City, run the ball efficiently. I want to see them have a really nice, steady running game that really just works steadily on getting the ball down the field. That would really be nice. 20-plus points in the second half as well. They're going to have to score. They're going to have to finish this game. They will lose if they are not able to score a good amount of points in the second half. Just for the fact that the Bengals will come back on them. That's what happened last year. Chiefs defense bring the same intensity for each quarter and every down. Again, same thing as last year. They weren't able to do that. What happened? They ended up losing. They play the same intensity, and their offense really pours it down in the second half. I would be surprised if they lost this. Now let's get to the Bengals. For Cincy, okay, you're going to have to run the ball 20-plus times. I don't really know why they wouldn't, but they're going to have to. Joe Burrow has to bring the same magic as he did last season. I don't know when whenever he can do it, that would be nice. Bengals defense control the tempo at which Patrick Mahomes plays at, which really is big. The way you do that is, again, stopping the run, only giving him the underneath throws. So when he becomes impatient, you can be ready for it. When you're ready for those impatient throws, when he makes those mistakes, you pick it off and you bring it the other way to a W. Now let's get to the Sunday Night Football game. Not a very good matchup, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty close. And yep, the Colts and Cowboys are on Sunday Night Football. Let's hope this game doesn't suck. Yeah, and on Sunday Night Football here in Week 13, we've got the Colts at 4-7-1, who have been they've had a really wild year to say the least. Going against the Dallas Cowboys, who are at 8-3. Obviously, Cowboys, what is it? They play a lot of primetime games to say the least, but they're on national TV every week for a reason because they're America's team. Blah blah blah. Yeah, they're pretty good. 8:20 on NBC Universal, NBC Sports app, Peacock. I mean, it's everything really. Like NFL Plus, it's everything. Like literally everything. But Mike Tirico, Chris Collins with Melissa Stark on the call. University got Adrian Garcia Marquez and Ronaldo Cantu, Westwood One, Ryan Rajic, Mike Golick, and Entervision Ricardo Silas and Tony Nunez. That's all I got for the game info on Sunday Night Football. Let's get right to the Colts projected starting lineup. And for the Colts, they got Matt Ryan at quarterback, Sam Ellinger, assist backup Jonathan Taylor, and Deion Jackson, and Zach Mox in the backfield, Michael Pittman Jr., Paris Campbell, and Alec Pierce at receiver. Kyle Anderson is their tight end. Jelani Woods is questionable there. Malik Alex is there, though. Andrew Ogletree's on IR. Bernard Raymond, Conan Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Matt Pryor. And, I don't know, Dennis Kelly maybe, because Braden Smith is out, and Carter O'Donnell's on IR. Defensively, Quiddy Pate, DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, Yannick Ngakoue, Ifedi Odiigbo, and Deo Odiingbo. And then, Tyquan Lewis is on IR, Shaquille Leonard's on IR, Bobby Okereke, EJ Speed, and Zaire Franklin are their linebackers. Kenny Moore is out, and Isaiah Rodgers is questionable. Brandon Face and Tony Brown, Dallas Flowers and Stephon Gilmore will be expected to step up. Ronnie McLeod, though, Julian Bachman both healthy. Armani Watts is on IR. Chase McLaughlin is their kicker. Their punters, Matt Hawk. Their punt returners, Kiki QT. Ashton Dolan will be their kick returner if Isaiah Rodgers can't go. And Luke Rhodes is their long snapper. Roberto Sanchez, obviously on IR for the whole and out for the whole season. Let's get over to the Cowboys now. And for Dallas, Dak Prescott at quarterback, Zeke and Tony Pollard both in the backfield. Rico Dowdle, Semi Foco both on IR. James Washington is also on IR receiver. Michael Gallup's questionable. CD Lamb, Noah Brown, Jalen Tolbert all healthy though. And Dolan Schultz and Jake Ferguson at tight end. Tyler Smith, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. Across the offensive line, Matt Fryerwork and Tyron Smith and Matt Washington, can't pronounce that, are all on IR. DeMarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Donald Feller Jr., Sam Williams off the edge. Ozzy Odigizua, Jonathan Hankins up the middle with Quinton Bohanna questionable. And DeVar's questionable. Will linebacker Luke Gifford is his backup. LVE and Mike Parsons are both healthy though. Demonte Barnes and Devin Harper both on IR. Cornerback-wise, you got Anthony Brown and TJ Goodwin, Calvin Joseph, Deron Bland with Trayvon Diggs being questionable, Jordan Lewis and Isaac Taylor Stewart both being on IR. Jerron Curse is questionable. Israel Makumiano, I don't even know how to pronounce it, is behind him. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker there as well. Brett Maher is your kicker, your punters. Brian Edgar, Kamante Turpin is your returner. Matt Overton is your long snapper. And Jacob Quaid and Rico Dowdle are both on IR. Let's get to the keys to the game. And for Indy, Matt Ryan has to air the ball out once or twice so that the Cowboys have to take a step or two back. Yeah, the Cowboys aren't just going to be able to like just come after Matt Ryan if he's throwing the ball downfield, which is why I just said that. And 200+ total yards for Jonathan Taylor. He needs to have a huge game if they want to win this. Colts defense under 20 points allowed. That's huge. If they're able to get that done, they might have a shot. And 1 or 2 less touchdowns in the red zone would be nice as well. That's just to keep it in shape. Okay, now for Dallas, 20+ points, and you should win. Should win's the key there. defense might not step up, but they should be able to. Cowboys defense blitz Matt Ryan like the Steelers didn't shut down Jonathan Taylor. It's pretty simple with this defense. They shut down the two guys that really make a difference on this offense. They'll probably win. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. And that'll just about do it for this Week 15 NFL Sunday preview keys to the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, we got a ton of games today. We got 13 in total. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, here's some Jamar Chase.
It's Joe. Wide open. It's Chase. Chase! There is no Chase. It's a touchdown. Nobody's going to catch him in the open field. 69 yards to go with a 72-yarder in the first quarter. This is just the vision of the eye. So go ahead. You're going to see.